Good morning, everybody. It's only me on today. Sarah had also had a appointment, and I'm pretty sick, as you can hear. So I'm homesick with my kids. It's just the flu going around at the moment. So good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're doing better than me. Um, as I'm waiting for all of you to come on, I just want to share a little bit about the current energies that are going around, as usual. So last week we spoke a little bit about the aftertime of the Mercury retrograde, so really integrating everything that came up during the retrograde in conjunction with, our mental chatter, communication, technology, all of those things. So really integrating it. Now we are in a Saturn retrograde, and Saturn, the planet Saturn, is all about accountability, taking action, charging ahead, making those choices, and being able to take responsibility. So when we take that in conjunction with the Mercury retrograde, so things came up where we weren't expressing ourselves properly, because the retrograde always happens when the planet looks like it's going the other way around. Good morning, whoever's here with me. Just say hello with your name, or just grant StreamYard to give you permission to appear. Good morning. Good morning, Kath. I will be pulling cards as well. If you have any questions, just pop them down. So the Mercury retrograde, it looks like the planet is going the other way around, but it's actually not. It's just the way it's spinning around the world. And the retrograde brings things alight that we normally sweep underneath the carpet. So that's why we do sometimes have, these old and things that we thought we had dealt with get swept off out of the carpet again and right into our field of sight. So with the Saturn retrograde, it's all around taking action in those areas that we either were too scared. It's basically the areas where we were too scared to act upon, and we were just like, no, I can't. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. It's too hard. I just don't feel like I'm ready for it. All of those areas are now popping up for us to deal with. So I know for me, I'm sick. I'm very sick. And for me, that is a sign for me that I really need to take more action in looking after myself. And this has come up a lot for me, and I think that this is something that's coming up in the consciousness at the moment, is trust yourself more. So really dive into what does that mean to you? What does it mean to trust yourself, trust people around you, trust the universe that it does conspire for you and not against you? And I go around this loop. How can I trust more? How can I trust more? And it always comes back to love yourself more self-love. And how can I do, hi Rosalie, good morning. How can I love myself more? And it always comes up to the same answer again. It's be you more, be your purpose in this world more. Shine your light more. So through shining my light more, and I'm, when you're sick, you normally think like, oh, I need to take vitamins, I need to rest more, I need to do this more. But I think in this time at the moment where we are asked to step up, with the Saturn retrograde, and really take accountability about who we are, and really step into what our purpose is here in the world. Because if we do not shine our light, who will? There is nobody else that will shine your light, and every light is needed so badly at the moment. So really taking that accountability. And I think that's why there are so many people sick at the moment, because there's this total upgrade in cells, in the physical body, because we're all being called to do more, and our body's catching up. So there's a lot of that going around. So yeah, this time is the time where you need to or you being asked to really step into who you are, show more self-love and self-appreciation by showing other people the real you. And then through that, you will gain trust in yourself and trust in the universe and trust in the people around you, because those people that do not take you the way you are and the way that you're expressing, they do not belong into your life. All right, so let's go into the question. So if you're here and you would like me to, if you've got a question, please let me know. I think I'm just going to log into the different. There we go. I think the Wi-Fi should be better now, the connection. All right, so let's start with this one. I am blocking financial abundance from what's happening in my money and business life, but I don't know how. I have been doing work and feel like I'm open and have released fears, but I'm not seeing results. Any clues about next step or what I need to work in more? Is this you, Kath? So, Kath, if this is you, I suspect this is you. So I've also have had, so similar things are happening for me. I'm just going to hide this now because you can only see my eyes. Yeah. So sometimes we think that, yes, wealth comes from how we feel on the inside. Right? Wealth is just financial wealth, or material wealth is a reflection of how wealthy we feel on the inside. And yeah, we do fucking feel wealthy, right? We do feel wealthy on the inside, but are we actually sharing that with the world? Are you sharing who you truly are with the world, or are you just having to do the next course or the next thing to show people what you have? But so I know that we've been talking about this before, Kath. You do not need to do another course to shine your light, because your light is not another course that you need to do. Your light is you. So please just be you. I would love you, Kath. I would love to have a chat with you maybe after, because I would really like you to be present in some sort of container where you just share who you are, and this is, let's have a chat after. I'd really like to have a chat with you, because I feel like I've been seeing what you've been doing around. You've just done your numerology course, which is going to be amazing to help your clients. But I feel like you need to figure out who you are, and like, you've got other people's modalities, and yes, all together they're really going to help you. But who are you? What is the thing that's unique to you? And that's the only way that you can find that out, is by doing it, by being you, by sharing your thoughts, by talking about your passions and what you are about. That is how you share you, just by being you, not by sharing somebody else's work. I hope that makes sense. And I can't, I'm sorry I can't help you more, but I will pull a card for you. And I would really love to see you just being you, because that's what people need and that's what people want. We know that you can heal people just by sharing thoughts, by emitting your frequency and just sharing your thoughts. All right, so for Kath, we have also got the mountain. Yes, that kind of makes sense. So Kath, this is for you, mountain. You're making yourself a mountain. Don't make yourself a mountain. You can either dig through it, which is hard. You can flow around it like a river, or you can steady and you can go over it, steady and slow. So it's your choice what you do, or just don't create yourself a mountain. I think the easiest way is just to let go of what you think the mountain is. Because I mean, I've been there too, Kath. I know how it is. It's the easiest is always the way to go. All right. So Rosalie, my themes have been consistent love and money. I'm ready to receive the bank amount of 5% already. What would be best for me to be well right now? You too, Kath. Is that for because you sold your house, Rosalie? Was that right? And you want the 5% already? What is the best to be aware of right now? Well, Rosalie, we are in the time of taking self-responsibility and to share who we are, just like Kath. The thing is, we're so focused on the material, and we are numerologically seen in a diamonds phase at the moment. Diamonds is all around wealth, financial wealth, material things. So what we are looking for is that material manifestation of what we perceive as wealth, right? But I'm just feeling this freedom in that is not really important. What is important is that, especially at these times, is that we shine our light, and that we create wealth within our communities by sharing love and sharing thoughts, sharing. I don't know if you guys have read the book, this Prophecies of Celestine, or the Celestine Prophecies, where they talk about, in this prophecy, one of the prophecies is, so there's 10, and one of the prophecies is there will not be any more money. Knowledge is the currency. So people don't really have to work in jobs anymore that they don't like. They do work in jobs so that they can survive, like food, all of that stuff, but there is no banking system, nothing of that. So money is not there anymore. They just go around and they share knowledge with people, and then with that knowledge they get knowledge back, and that is the currency. So who you are and what your knowledge is your worth. And I think if we can go back to, or not go back, go forwards, or just integrate that more into our life, that our knowledge is actually so much worth for other people, right? We think, this is general information for me, but for somebody else it can be life-changing. And I've had it so many times, you read those quotes, these inspirational quotes, and you read them, and it's like, oh yeah, that sounds nice. And then when you've made that experience and suddenly you integrate, and it's like, oh my God, I get it now. And we can be that, like, we're coded to different people, right? Some people will hear a message from somebody else and they'll just be blank, right? Crickets. But then if they hear it from you, the same information, suddenly it will incorporate into their cells, and they will shift their life from the inside out. So so I know I'm not very helpful at all with your question, Rosalie, about the estate amount and the money. What I'm seeing right now really is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your wealth is somewhere else. Feel wealthy from the inside out. And I'm so glad that I wasn't sure if I was going to come on today because my kids were sick and I'm not feeling great. But just to feel this and how important it is for us to share who we are, and, how effectful, and how we, to other people. It's this is why I come online, because I don't have also these epiphanies. All right, Rosalie, I'm going to pull you a card anyways, just to see what Spirit wants to know. What does Rosalie need to know so that she... Because I do feel like you're kind of uneasy, you're a bit worried, but, you know, don't worry. Spirit's got your back. We all have got your back because we're all Spirit. There we go. Magical Map Shifter. And I will read this to you because I'm not very familiar with this card. Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. When the Magical Map Shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who crossed your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The Magical Map Shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. See? It's just what I said. People come into your life and they just shift who you are. Thank you. And yeah, if I reference the Celestine prophecies all the time. So if you guys haven't read it, it's really, really good. I very much recommend it. Okay, Peter. Would love I don't really have a question specifically. Okay. All right, Peter, I'm just going to... your energy is... you've got such a peaceful energy. It feels like Mother Mary energy. But I feel like there's a little bit of a turmoil going on. If you want, Rosalie, I can take a photo for you and send you the thing so that you can read it again. So Peter, I feel like there's a little bit of it's not like it's a big turmoil. It's just something in the background where I can feel it in your heart. So you're very, you're happy, you're plodding along, everything's fine. But there's this nagging thing in the back of your heart, which is, have you cried lately? Just, it didn't need a reason to cry. It's just sometimes we just need to cry. I just feel like it might be an old childhood. I feel like it's the child, an old child wound coming up and just being like, hey, remember me? I don't know. Let me just see what I can pull for you. Okay, Rosalie. No worries. All right. I'll pull 3 cards for you, Peter. I feel like this is something that we need to have a little dive into. Okay. Okay. So I've got 3 cards for you. And so the first card is your past influence, second card your present point of vantage, and the third card the probable future destination. And I've pulled all of the cards the wrong way around, so reverse, they have a different meaning. So let's look at the first one, Spirit of Place. So this is your past influence coming in, which is authenticity is the essence of power. Don't get entangled in details or desires that obscure the truth of your situation. Step back and ask yourself, what is the real nature of my inquiry? Even exquisitely seductive hidden agendas cannot conceal this. Trust your intuition. The spirit of place is whispering in your ear. You hold the power to tell the truth. First to yourself, then to the world. You can always distinguish between an essence that is true and one that is synthetic. Be honest with yourself and remain willing to let your situation be revealed for what it really is and not what you want it to be. An apple can't become an orange, just as a dog can never be a bird. Are you trying to change someone or something to suit your agenda? Only when you see things as they truly are will you find the real treasure. So this is your past influence. So this is something that's been nagging you. And I feel like one of your child wounds might be that, and tell me if I'm right here. So as a child, you will never really express who you were. And I'm just going to move this. And you kind of had to fit into other people's worlds, right? So you lost... You had this niggling feeling on the inside that it's like, yeah, it doesn't really feel right, but everybody else is telling me that it's right, so I guess it must be right. And we get programmed like this, and when we run this program forever, we start doing this in our own life as well. So there might be somebody in your world now that you're kind of pushing over this veil of untruth because it hurts too much to see the truth, because you're like, well, everybody else is telling me it's fine, so I guess it must be fine, right? Your present point of vantage is slow and steady, which is also reversed. So slow and steady wins the race. We know that. Pushing things forward impulsively will not only prevent success, but potentially cause more trouble than you're prepared to handle. Moving too quickly will only yield unripe fruit with a bitter taste. Slow down, breathe, meditate. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Just be. Everything will work out if you can apply the brakes and become more aware of what's happening in this moment. A calm focus on the now, breathing in the beauty of your surroundings will restore your power to consciously co-create your world. Yes, so really in this moment, coming into that awareness that there might be places in your life where you are still using the program, are still running that program, but don't make any rash decisions. Just sit with it, be slow, be steady, and take accountability to you and your light and what you need to do and how you can affect other people. And then with that, automatically it will come back to you, and then things will just happen. And your future destination is the Goblins card, which the Goblins card pops up to me all the time. Fear is an illusion. Choose love today. Forgive yourself and others. It's often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the Goblin's card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's stuff lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally, set boundaries, and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the only answer. So yeah, what I just said. Just move forward, loving yourself more, taking responsibility to yourself more. Yes, there's always going to be those goblins in the back of your mind telling you, but that person said, but this person said, but you're not worthy of this, but you're not enough, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to that. Just shine your light. I'm in this exact same point at the moment as well, and I know that a lot of other people, this is what's happening. This is the learning at the moment. We're in a 6th year where it's all around balancing harmony, relationships, family, connections, it's all around that. So obviously with the Mercury retrograde, there's communication in relationships coming up. Now the Saturn retrograde is all around, taking action, being accountable for what we've created and how we want to create a world, and that harmony and that balance in our world. So, and the only way we do that is by loving ourselves more. So yeah, I'm glad that resonated, Peter. And Rosalie, I have never seen the Labyrinth movie, so don't know. I'm not a big movie person. But thank you so much for being here with me today. Next week, hopefully Sarah will be back on. And yes, it was lovely. I'm glad that I came on. I'm glad that we all found these insights together. Yeah, I am like to process verbally. So when things come out of my mouth, like that's how I process stuff. And all of these things have been in my mind, but it's good to like say them out loud, and then we can manifest the shit out of it together. I shall, Rosalie. I will have a look if I can find it somewhere. I've got Netflix, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for being here with me today. I love you all. See you next week. Bye.